asatu ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritangamaya avir maidhi rudro jatte dakshinam mukham te namang pahi nityam te namang pahi nityam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. And evermore shine in our hearts with your resplendent face. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are on the chapter 5, and we are discussing, the Arjuna asked this question, that how the knowers of truth live in the world, walk, eat, like the Bhagavad Gita suggested. That was the question. What happens to their karma? All this. So, in response, Bhagavan Sri Krishna said that they have they are beyond, there is no sign, because they are beyond all signs. Meaning, when you are in duality, you are in ignorance, your behavior pattern is there. One person who is beyond all duality, so there is no question of his behavior pattern. Therefore, they remain in the body, but their body is led by the prarabdha karma, led by the karma of the past life's momentum. It is like the example given that sometimes a tire, if a tire is broken from the car driving in a high speed, and then there is nothing but the tire moves in its own speed, no? Think of a tire broken from the car and just it is going. Who is pushing him? The past momentum of the car, by which speed the car was going, in which direction it was going, and breaking point, what direction it took. But that is the starting point, and it goes in that direction. So they are karma. They are cut from their body. Their identification with the body. But the body still was continuing. And it moves in that direction in which the past momentum started. So that's why we cannot judge them, what they will behave, what they will not. Because though they seem in the body like us, but they're disconnected from that body. Internally, mind, emotion, ego, everywhere they're disconnected. As they're disconnected from within, their behavior, but the wheel will go on and it will stop at a particular point when momentum will be all zero. So this karma, which has started this life, when it will move on, going through all these good and bad things, experience, it will zero momentum, then it will drop from the body. He is dead. He becomes physically dead. All these spiritual seekers, after illumination, they live in the world. But at certain point we say, oh, he has entered into Mahasamadhi. That's the language we use. That he has passed away, or he has gone to the glory. So who has gone to the glory? The body remained here. So who has gone to the glory? The person who was inside. And that person was inside, but person has disconnected himself from this body-mind identity. As a result, what is happening? The body, till death, it moves on. But it has no sense of ego. It has no good, bad action accumulated anymore because it is disconnected from the car. The wheel is rotating in its own direction. So this life, that's why we cannot say about the Brahma-gyanis, that what will be their behavior, how they will talk, there is no specific pattern. So that was the last. So we read the verse number 13, which we read, this body is carried away by the action of the past life. This body continues, no? Suppose you realize God today. Because you realize God, you will not be dead. Then Ramakrishna realized God. He would have been dead. But in Samadhi, when he comes back, again the body functions. So the body will go on functioning after that realization also. But only difference is that now I feel the sorrows and sufferings and joys and fun, and we get affected by its good and bad action, reaction. That time only it is cut. So the body will go on in its own way. I will not be involved into it. The car is no more involved into the movement of the wheel, which is totally detached from the car for some reason. No? So this is the prarabdha, which that's why it says prarabdhai dehoti niyate. The body is carried away by prarabdha, means the actions of the past life. Just like a piece of cloth, you keep in the high, the wind is blowing, no? A cloth is pulled away and it flows into the air. Which direction it goes? In the flow of the wind, it goes. By the wind, the body in time is suitably fashioned to experience sufferings and enjoyments based on prarabdha. The body actually suffers, they don't suffer. That's the major point. We say, I am suffering. They say, the body is suffering. Swami Turiyananda, direct disciples of Ramakrishna, all of them say, it is the body suffering, not me. Swami Adbhutananda, and we are reading their reminiscences about him. The body is suffering, not me. So this conviction comes for a knower of truth. Now let us go to the verse reading today, verse number 14th. 14th verse says, nānā-veśa-dharaḥ yogī. Say, nānā-veśa-dharaḥ yogī, vimuktaḥ sarva-veśataḥ, vimuktaḥ sarva-veśataḥ. Kaccit bhikṣuḥ, kaccit nagnaḥ, kaccit bhikṣuḥ, kaccit nagnaḥ, bhoge magna-manāḥ kaccit, bhoge magna-manāḥ kaccit. They remain unique in a unique condition. Nānā-veśa-dharaḥ. Nānā-veśa means the dress, costume. Nānā-veśa, diverse types of dress. As you wear diverse types of dress, you look different. This yogi, nānā-veśa-dharaḥ yogi, vimuktaḥ sarva-veśataḥ, though they have, as if they are having a body, but they are beyond body. Vimuktaḥ, freed from, sarva means all, veśa means dress. Being dressed in different costumes, they are freed from all dress. That means they are not attached to anything. You cannot categorize like us. We are attached. You say, this is my favorite shirt. No, I like that. I don't like that. So, yes, I may have many shirts, many veśa. And some I like, some I dislike, some I enjoy, some I not. But he is vimukta, he is freed from that attachment, dislikes and dislikes inside. Because he is a yogi. He has united himself with the Paramatman. So, nānā-veśa-dharaḥ, one who puts on various costumes, the yogi, he is vimukta, totally free, sarva-veśataḥ, from all types of costumes or transactions. In their life, they have all transactions, but they are free from all transactions. They do all transactions, like us, eating, sleeping, talking, interacting, getting sometimes angry, sometimes peaceful, no? Look at all the life of the great saints of the world. They behave almost like us, sometimes in different mood, but they are detached from him. So, from a kaścit bhikṣuḥ, so what they kaścit bhikṣuḥ, you'll find that these people are sometimes like a beggar. They goes here and there, stands there. Somebody gives some food, begging. So you find them sometimes like a beggar, kaścit bhikṣuḥ. Kaścit nagnaḥ. Sometimes you saw the sadhus, naked sadhus, nanga sadhus. What you call, you go to the Kumbh Mela, you see so many sadhus, but they live like that. They have no dress. They are beyond the body consciousness. So those live in the body, they are moving, they are walking, they are taking bath in the holy Ganga, but sometimes they will be naked because they have no body identity, no shame, no what you call the other types of human imperfections. So this Brahmajnani will be sometimes like Ramakrishna, greatest example, no? We read yesterday, say when Yogananda came one day and he was in a different mood. He has taken his own cloth in his armpit and asking him to come. So he is like a child. He has no sense of body consciousness. That is the major thing. All these things happen with us because of our body identity. So he says, kaścit bhikṣuḥ, kaścit nagnaḥ, bhoge magna-manāḥ kaścit. Sometimes you'll find he's relishing good food. Ramakrishna is saying that he is sitting in the floor, but there is a thick mattress. And over that there are some pillows, round, long pillows, like the rich people sit on that with resting on the back and like this, and he's sitting like that. So like a child, sometimes they behave like as if he is enjoying that type of luxurious sitting. So, say nānā-veśa-dharaḥ yogi. So the yogis, these yogis, the knowers of truth who have disidentified themselves from the body, they are in different veśair, means they use different types of costumes and behaviors. No? The other, transactions in the transactional world, they do diverse types of things, but sometimes like a bhikṣuḥ, beggar, sometimes like a naked person, sometimes he is engrossed in enjoyment of food, posture. Swami Mathur Babu, the landlord, Ramakrishna said, I want to wear a shawl. And Mathur purchased a very costly shawl. And he brought it, and Ramakrishna, like a child, wrapped it this way, that way. Hubble. And also he's wrapping this way, that way, and singing, and this way. And as if he's like a child playing with it, and he's so happy. And after some time, he threw away and spitting on it. Mathur Babu got mad. In those days, it's very costly shawl. But he, as if it seems that he's enjoying this shawl, but at the same time, throwing away and spitting on it. That means they have no identification. And you are saying like that, he has the hubble bubble. He's sitting like a hubble bubble, like a kingly pigeon. So it seems that like a different types of moods. He is behaving like us. But he's internally total detachment. It has no meaning for him, as the children have no meaning for the thing of the worldly things. No? Now they will be crying for a toy, and next moment he will throw away that toy. It's fine with the children like that. They will be crying and make the whole house troublesome. Everyone will be frustrated with that. He's crying and sobbing and like that. But next moment, throw away. So this is the type of the behavior the Brahmagyanis, they do. So he says, the yogi, who is free from all transactional behaviors, takes up various types of appearances. Sometimes he takes on the form of a beggar, at times the form of a naked one, and some other time he seems to be engrossed in worldly enjoyment. He seems to be, we think, oh, he's enjoying, no? But his inner feeling is like a child. So he has no gut, no attachment to anything. 15th verse. śailūṣa-sadṛśaḥ veśair, śailūṣa-sadṛśaḥ veśair, nānā-rūpa-dharaḥ sadā, nānā-rūpa-dharaḥ sadā, bhikṣācāra-rataḥ kaścit, bhikṣācāra-rataḥ kaścit, kaścit-tu rāja-vaibhavaḥ, kaścit-tu rāja-vaibhavaḥ. Those who are watching on the what you call computer, you can find it there. These slokas are given there, but not the translation and not the meaning. Now, śailūṣa-sadṛśaḥ veśair. Śailūṣa means there is the actor. When they are, suppose anyone can act in any role, no? So like an actor, they dress up and act accordingly. Suppose one takes a role of a holy person, so he will have to wear such similar costumes. As we do here, for Shiva night, he wants to dance in the Shiva role. So what they do? He brings such dress which looks like Shiva, no? And he smears his body with something like white, it seems, no? So you use costumes befitting to that role you are playing. So similarly, śailūṣa, like an actor, veśair, with the costumes, they use the costumes, nānā-rūpa-dharaḥ, one who takes varied forms. One person, one actor, can play in several roles, and when he plays in that particular role, then he will have to have that particular costume which suits to that role. No? Sadā, all the time, they use, as the actors do, like bhikṣācāra-rataḥ kaścit. They engage themselves in begging food from door to door. Kaścit means someone we find, some of them will be engaged in begging food. And kaścit-tu rāja-vaibhavaḥ, who is in the palace, like the pomp and glory of a king. Swami Vivekananda, he is a penniless beggar. No? In India, when he was wandering all over India, he was a penniless beggar. But he will, if you have to go, he will go by train. And train, first class train. And first class train, those days, India was under British rule. He sometimes will be sitting a naked fakir or a little dress. His dress is like a king, no? So when he's sitting, and black skin, so the white skin, some British person has entered and said to pull him down. He cannot go with the black people, as in this country. And then when he started speaking to the station master, has come to say, you get down, this white British person will be coming. He said, and Swamiji got such a severe scolding with his dignity and started speaking in English. They thought this beggar sadhu does not know any, as a uncultured person. And when he saw the dignity, then they all left. That means Swami Vivekananda, wherever he is moving, no? Most people will say, oh my God, he has come to the, he is enjoying life. We cannot enjoy, he is enjoying like that. A lordly style, no? So kaścit rāja-vaibhavaḥ, like a raja. He is invited in the king's palace, many places in India and in this country also. When he used to walk, people used to think, he must be a king. Who have told?
Yeah, it is in the France. I was going to tell him, invited him there. And the family was so rich. So that hotel person, that doorkeeper said that you are a king. So he said that, no, I'm not a king. He said that, no, I work for king, I know.
I worked with the kings, I know their movement, and I saw you. You must be a king. That means that is there. And so sometimes, and Vivekananda in the India, when we wandering days, only one cloth, bare body. Even sometimes there is nothing in the dress, no. So sometimes like nagnaḥ, sometimes without dress, sometimes like a royal dress, sometimes. So you cannot judge them and put them into a category because they have no body identity. Like a child behaves in different moods in different situations. This is the point to know about Brahmogyanis. That's why people judge from outside. But you can judge others, but not the people of this stature. We know a person by their character, is it not? How his behavior. Behavior expresses the innermost character. A person is a humble person or egotistic person, by behavior you can find out. If someone is very dignified or undignified, no? That you can look and interact with him, you can find out. Knowledgeable person or illiterate, you can understand that. But Brahmogyanis you cannot understand anyway. Latu Maharaj, he never went to school, but what he speaks, all the Vedas and Vedanta will just is nothing. He is talking about above Vedantic experiences. So that is the situation of the Gyanis or Yogis. So the Yogi says, like an actor, and I'll take another one, two together. Next verse is kaścit-bhasmānulepitaḥ kāmī, kaścit-bhasmānulepitaḥ kāmī, kaścit-vairāgyam āśritaḥ, kaścit-vairāgyam āśritaḥ, divya-vāsās cīrācchannaḥ, divya-vāsās cīrācchannaḥ, digvāsā baddha-mekhalaḥ, digvāsā baddha-mekhalaḥ. So kaścit-bhoga-rataḥ, someone will find that he is engaged even in enjoyment. There are some examples in the stories of some sadhus or yogis. They seem outwardly they are engrossed in enjoying the worldly life. But, see, the King Janaka, the Janaka was a king, but he has his full knowledge. So you see from outside he is a king, enjoying all the funs of the kingly pleasure, name, fame, power, dignity, position, queens and servants and all these things. You can find that he is enjoying like that, but he is not there. Janaka is a knower of truth. So you see from outside, but they are totally detached. Then why these differences happen? Again, you have to understand. One person's lifestyle was a king. So he has realized God, but this kingly, how do you call the samskaras, that will take the body in that direction. But he is not connected with it. Therefore, from our perspective, we think that, oh my God, how come possible? He is a holy person and he is becoming angry. That is a natural thing that is happening, but they are not connected with it. They are not identified with it. Problem is that we are identified. Huh?
What about embodying, like, doesn't Vivekananda talk about embodying the realization?
Yeah, that's why yogis who are trained, the only thing is that, that's why here comes the, we have to understand why we want regular meditation and prayer. Suppose by God's grace, in a split moment, you got illumination. Yes, your body identity will go away. But your past bad tendencies, that will be remaining in the body and mind. And that body and mind will make that body and mind work in its own track. But it is said, after you realize, even if you are angry and say something to someone, it will be good for him. His karma will be wiped out. That is another explanation given. But if we look at the person who had that experience, why it is happening? Because they are not practicing yogi. Sometimes that is said, you find that in the name of religion, some people, after good people also very spiritual leaders, they are very humble, they are doing saluting God and putting prayers and things, but in their behavior you see, they are making plan for killing thousands of people. Huh? It happened in the history. So what do you explain about that? They are not trained yogis. That's why we say, do meditation, do prayer, take all the values of life, try to change your character and simultaneous spiritual growth. So when you become perfected this yoga practice, as also your knowledge comes, you will be a perfect ideal to the society. Huh? So there is a statement Swami Vivekananda has said someplace, that some stumbled into realization. You can stumble on the realization. Realization can come. You have a good karma or by God's grace, the realization happened. Many people know, they have no background in their life. Paul. Saul become Paul. So the sudden change may come. But to be an ideal yogi, from childhood, do chant, do meditate, do pray, do austerity, all these are prescribed to make a holistic life. And when that person realizes God, he will be like an example of love, compassion, holiness. The Buddha. Do you ever hear the Buddhist people? Buddhist people, what they do, they may fight in Sri Lanka and other areas for their some conflict with the political thing. That's not the point. But Buddha in anywhere, did you see that he is going with a sword in hand? Or trying to convert anyone, hey, you will have to do this, otherwise you will. Why? See, look at his life. He has stepped himself into deep meditation. They are incarnation. We need not have to compare with anybody. But still, they took all this trouble to prove that be like me, Ramakrishna. From childhood, look at his life. That's why yogis who are practicing yogis, Ramakrishna says, they become expert dancers. Ramakrishna said, expert dancers don't make a false step. Ramakrishna within quote. That means those who are real spiritual practitioners, they cannot harm anyone. By them only what is good will come to everyone. And they become soft, their heart becomes melted with love, they feel for the suffering of others, they can give their life for the good of others. All qualities you will find to all the people who are practicing people. Christ disappeared for 18 years. Where did they go? That is the time, it is, as there is a document That they say that is the time he went into, say, Kashmir or some other place. Maybe, may not be. But to some yogis, they got the training of meditation and prayer and all these things, which developed into Christ of compassion and holiness. And you can find also in some incarnation, we call incarnation, but with a sword in hand to cut and keys, and they are doing the same thing. Why? Because that training was not there. The body is going on in the impetus of the lust, you are born like that, but that is why we are to learn that spiritual practice is everyday Jisoo. 365.
The anger of the Brahmagyani can make people, like for example, when Swamiji is scolding Radha Maharaj severely, he is crying, weeping, that's it is hurting him, right?
That's okay, but they know who they are. That's why they can make friendships next moment. Swami Vivekananda scolding, that is a deep relationship, that's a different thing. For the good of the world, they are behaving some such relations, such thing, to teach others to be perfect in their work, how to be done. You are perfect, but why this much imperfection should be there? When that story, Swamiji scolded Maharaj for the embankment of the Ganga, the steps. And Swami Vijnananda gave an estimate, how much will be the expense. And he gave an estimate. Maharaj Brahmananda said, if you give this amount of money needed, Swamiji will not agree to start the work. Rather you make a little something less, so that Swamiji gets interested and can start the work. And Bhikṣuḥ Maharaj reduced that estimate, total estimate, to a little affordable amount. And then suddenly Swamiji saw that the work was going on and suddenly stopped and no work. Then he called, what's the matter, why the work is stopped? And then Bhikṣuḥ Maharaj said that, oh, there is no money. Huh? There is no money? Then he called Raja, and he started scolding him. You give me, you said that it will happen within this money, and it is not. Why it is? You are a jamindar, a landlord. It is your own property. That will come like that. We have to beg from devotees. Who will do that? And he went on, whatever he said, I do not know exactly, but some sort of thing which made Brahmananda to cry. And he went away. But then they see the conclusion is different. That was because it is a work-related thing, it should be just, it should be perfect estimate. Whether you start or not start, that's a different thing. Why it should be different? You give an estimate and actually you are asking more money. Like that is public property, public work, etc. But then when Swamiji came to know that Raja is weeping and crying, and then he called him, and then he met him, and then he said, brother, I should not stay in the monastery because you are Ramakrishna's spiritual son, and I have scolded you like that, so I am not fit to stay in the monastery, so I am going. Then Swami Brahmananda said, why are you saying like that? Ramakrishna gave all responsibility of us upon you. You are our elder brother. Elder brother is like father. So I have done the mistake giving you a wrong figure. So I should not stay in the monastery. I should go away. So he is saying, I said go away, I shall go away. And then embrace and stayed on. So that's a different story behind. But anger is there, frustration is there, but that is for the good of the society, good of the people. That is the point. Swami Brahmananda used to scold how many? Prabhupada said, you only scold us. You see, in the Eternal Companion, Thakur used to give illumination, and you only try to scold us. So, that their scolding is for our good, because they take away our karma. See something black, little dust and dirt in the heart, so they clarify that. So Ramakrishna also used to do that. When one day Rakhal came from Calcutta, and looking at him, he said, "Hey Rakhal, what did you do today? Why your face looks so something wrong in..."
Cloudy.
Cloudy, yeah, cloudy. Bad means cloudy. There's some fog. What did you do? He thought, I don't do anything wrong. But after long thinking, he found he had said a jokes, and in joke he has made he had lied. He lied something to make a joke to a friend. We always do, to make fun. We sometimes use those simple laughter to make it spicy, a little, we say, little lie. And he said, that's why I cannot look at your face. So that much cloud is visible by Ramakrishna. He is giving, scolding, correcting them, this, that. So this is the point.
The people at Āśritaḥ Swami used to always scold. If they don't get scolding, people will...
Right. Āśritaḥ Swami in Portland, everyone will go get a good scolding. Whoever goes. You Americans, you like that. But everyone knows that it is nothing in his mind. But they go. And some people say,
They don't get the scolding.
yeah, that day someone went and they didn't get any scolding. He said, what's the matter? Something wrong. So that scolding from a holy people like that, realized soul, is purifying. So they do it. There is a story in the Puranic story. Puranic, no? Oh yeah, old story in the Ramayana or what. Oh, Durvāsā. There was a sage, he is called Durvāsā. And if anything little something happens, everyone is scared. If he finds anything, and he may get mad for any small reason. If he says something, and that will happen. So, but why this? To take away their bad karma. Anyhow, so what we are reading, that's why 14 and 15 we read, 16, 15 and 16 we read. So, it's in translation will be that, śailūṣa-sadṛśaḥ veśair nānā-rūpa-dharaḥ, sadā. Like an actor who takes varied forms by putting on different apparel, some yogi is always engaged in beggar-like behavior. They go and beg food and beg, standing somewhere for little food. Some other behaves magnificently like a king. Someone being desirous in engaging in enjoyment. Someone is endowed with renunciation. Oh, I am not gone. Digvāsā, baddha-mekhalaḥ. Vairāgyam. Someone you find a tremendous renunciation. No? They don't want to talk to people, they don't want to see people. Even they, some yogis stay like that. They, to avoid, because he's a great yogi, so people will come and talk to him and disturb his spiritual mood. So to avoid that crowd, in India, the sadhus don't eat meat, fish, when you are gone. So because people were every day coming, so he made a trick. So she brought the chicken bones, collected some chicken bones, and threw away in front of his in his cave or cottage, whatever. Next day, all the crowd, devotees crowd came, and they said, oh my God, this sadhu eats this chicken, and chicken bones are here. Oh my God, he's a devil. And so everyone left. And he was very happy. So they behave like that, and sometimes behave like a king, Sometimes being desirous of engaging in any engagement, someone is endowed with tremendous renunciation. Someone wears gorgeous dress. Divya-vāsās. Divya-vāsā means very gorgeous. Like the gods, like the angels and gods, no? The dress. Like in our churches we go, no? High churches. So there you see the dresses of the angels and others. Though Christ has a very tattered cloth, but all is gold and gorgeous like that. Yeah. So if you put Ramakrishna in a golden seat, how it will look, no? So Christ is like that. He has no half-naked person, no? And he's all gold around, and gold attire, gold this, and all the chelas and at the foot, his leg is on the gold. So, but they don't understand. If God does not like the gold, he will run away from there because he is biting me. Ramakrishna will run away, of course. They say, oh, Baba, you stay here, I cannot sit here. But it is a human imposition. So they wears like gorgeous dress, someone is covered with torn cloths, someone is without any clothing, someone is clothed with waistband, girdle, like this. So their dress will be like that, their behavior will be like that. You cannot specifically say, demarcate, this is a sadhu means this. You cannot say that. Because each has come with their own different tendencies, but at the point of illumination, there is the same experience. But when they come back into the body goes in its own momentum. As I give the example, you throw a stone this direction, its trajectory, it goes on. If in the middle, some way one gets the knowledge of the self, trajectory will not change. It will have to go, continue, till it drops. So everyone behaves differently, though they are all illumined people. So, any question? No. So, what we got the idea, and it continues, the 17th verse also continues, how they behave. kaścit-bhasmānulepitaḥ. এখানে গন্ধ আছে kaścit gandha vilipta anga kaścit gandha vilipta anga kaścit bhasmānulepitaḥ kaścit bhasmānulepitaḥ kaścit bhoga-vihārī ca kaścit bhoga-vihārī ca yuvatī-yāna-tāmbūlaiḥ yuvatī-yāna-tāmbūlaiḥ. Kaścit, someone, sugandha, in one book, another gandha, anyhow. Sugandha-liptāṅgaḥ means it's body anointed with perfume. Someone you will find that is very much got a perfume. Spray. He has sprayed his body with perfume. As a Brahmagyani spraying the body with perfume. You can find like that. Kaścit-bhasmānulepitaḥ. Some people has nothing. You will find many yogis, whole body smeared with ashes. Nothing but the ashes. Bas. So some with gorgeous dress, some with perfume, some with smearing the whole body with ashes. Kaścit bhoga-vihārī. He roams around luxuriously. You'll find that from outside, you see that some people, these yogis, wear so many, costly, diamond. Diamonds in this, all the fingers are diamond, 1, 2, here. He is a Brahmagyani. And I know of one respected person. He used to come for any home, and this, in this country also he visited. When he used to come, all the people will be flocking around him, and he will eat. Maybe 100 items will be prepared. Each one prepared this item, that item. And he will be given into a room. And he's with so many diamonds and this and all over the body. Silk cloth all the time. Like a gorgeous. And then he eats. I have heard from the house where he was a guest. And this lady was a host. She said, we prepared with pure cloth and taking shower and so many items, and it should be given in the silver bowls, silver plate, silver spoon. It's not like ordinary. Everything is gorgeous. And royal seat. And he comes and he touches it like that. Only touching. That's all. That is the food. But it is to be given in that way. And you take away this is prasad. Now you people eat. See, how it's possible? I said, no, he eats sometimes. But no, he stayed in our house and we saw. He makes this preparation is so gorgeous. And maybe syrup, juice or something, half a cup or something, juice or something. But people from outside, I also once went to one place in Houston or somewhere. Somebody said that this yogi has come or something. I went to see, but at distance, because so much crowd, you cannot reach that. I wanted, first time when I came, I used to go to different places to see how others are functioning, no? So that was the interest to see the yogis, how they do. But as really, with the honesty of the person, if I believe, he said that he does not take, but his every behavior is so gorgeous, you will just misunderstand that person. And actually, could you believe so many items, and he is touching everything, putting sometimes here, putting in the tongue, touch. Pass. So, why the fuss of so much? That silver bowl, silver plate, silver spoon, fork, everything should be silver, and even something gold. I see.
Plate.
So?
For the sake of their own plate.
God knows. That is their nature, as I said.
That's what it was written there, right? It a rule.
I think that is their way. He was like a royal family. He was to be born maybe, and he become little spiritually illumined. But the same old things are coming. That story is not there. There is a story that one sadhu, he renounced everything. He was a grass cutter. He used to cut the grass and sell, and then he used to earn his money. But one day he was so disgusted. Why am I doing all these things? So let me renounce. For little these things, so much work to cut the grass and take it to the marketplace and sell and then get little money and cook for food. So in India, it is easy to become a monk. So he became a monk. So he became a monk and went. And then he was in a village, went there with a gerua cloth and things. So India, if you wear this bas, People will bring food for you, don't worry. You will not starve. Because they know it holy people. Buddhists also. They will give any gerua, means they will feed you. So he was sitting and suddenly another sadhu also came. And he saw that there more people are going there. And for him, they are supplying chapatis, little 4 handmade tortillas, and little dal or spinach something. And there, with the silver plate, good food, like all dishes, nice dishes going there. And he said, I am here, nobody coming to me, and all are going to there, what is the matter? And he was very upset mentally. But he was a devotee of Krishna or what?
Yeah, actually.
Rama or what?
Rama, but the thing is that one rich person used to provide food for both of them.
Both of them and send one item here. The same rich person supplying food for 2 sadhus. One is given some little simple chapatis, dal and spinach. And the same person sending for the other sadhu this very delicious food and it's rich and this sumptuous food. Then he felt, why this? And then he dreamt in the night. He used to worship Krishna or what? Rama. And Rama said, Baba, if this food supply, you worship me, that's why you are getting this food. If it does not suit you, take your shackle, this what you call the chopper. Shackle, no? And go and cut your grass and live on that. You will get the same supply. Because you are destined to get this chapati, dal and rice. And he is destined, he is born of a rich family. He was a king or somebody or some rich family. So his normal food should be, so Rama supplies food for everyone. Who is what? So my meaning, that is the prarabdha takes them in that direction. Anyhow, so what we said in the 17th, that kaścit-bhasmānulepitaḥ, some anoint the body with perfume, then kaścit-bhasmānulepitaḥ, some smear their bodies with ashes, then kaścit bhoga-vihārī, some enjoy roaming around with young women in a carriage, chewing condiments wrapped in betel leaves. You don't understand these specialities in India. You chew the betel leaf and your throat will be little reddish, no? And it's after full meal you do that. So he is not behaving like a monk. He is not behaving like a renunciate, like any other ordinary person, tambula. So that is you will find that there are some people will be behaving in that way. Any question has come? No? Check it. 5 minutes.
Yeah, actually, one has come.
One has come. Oh, so we end here, then we can see further how he behaves with different costumes again. Their behavior, that means don't judge them by their external behavior. But that when they get into their own spiritual area, you see that how they are God intoxicated, how they can lift your mind in a higher level. Those who behave outwardly like that, see, as I told you, this holy man who came there, people are thronging. It's a very rich person's house, otherwise who can do such luxurious food items and stay, and there were hundreds of people are visiting him to salute him. That means he has something. And when he sings, starts singing bhajan, a total atmosphere is created. Everyone forgets about their own personality and the mind soars into a higher level. So they are yogis, they are this real knowers of truth. Maybe their external behavior is so different. So to look at their internal spirit, that is the point. Okay. So we end here. Om Shanti, 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat, Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. So tomorrow we'll have gospel class. Tomorrow gospel class by Prabhrajika Seva Prana at 7:30. So one question, Sri Ramakrishna has said, humanity must die before divinity manifests itself. But this divinity must in turn also die before the high manifestation of the blissful mother takes place. It is on the bosom of dead divinity that the blissful mother dances her dance celestial. Oh my God, it's a big question. Could you please tell me where this quote is there? I will be happy to read a little bit from the before and after. It says, humanity must die before divinity manifests itself. Humanity, if we have to explain, humanity means not the human society, but the persons, the human nature of this greed, lust, selfishness should die before the divinity manifests. Divinity to manifest in the society means all the people will be good people. They will be virtuous, they will be God-centered. So therefore, this person's little ego, the personality should die. Then only society. You can explain in that way. But this divinity must in turn also die before the high manifestation of the blissful mother takes place. When you say that divinity to raise the society into divine level, and that divinity should also die to become Brahman. Society is now the society is what? A mixture of pure and impure thoughts, ideas, actions. And when these thoughts and ideas and actions will be gone, then what will happen? It will be all bad thoughts, negative things, or selfishness goes away from the society. Society will raise into divine level. But the divine level, it will function in the world, no? But that will have to be dissolved into that state where there is no duality. So that's a very impossible state to reach. There will be no society at all then. If everyone is in samadhi, then what is the society? But when the society, they come down, then is the society.
I asked once one avatar, my avatar, about being unworthy, and you have to look at the master as a father, and that you are the child. And so in America, we feel, I've heard so many people feel unworthy, so. What is your thoughts about, is that the feeling too?
It is on the bosom of the dead divinity, which is Shiva. Dead divinity means only divine, only Satchidananda. That the blissful mother dances. Mother comes where there is this Maya, Mahamaya comes and dances. Mahamaya means three gunas. So when it is dead, society is dead. It's in Brahman state. But when its creation comes, mother dances on the Shiva, the celestial dance. That is the meaning. That means to bring the creation, you must have to have this duality. And when you are totally, society should die, that means the whole creation will be ending there. There is no creation. Who will be ignorant anymore? All are absolutely merged into Brahman. As individually people go to the state of Brahman consciousness, I am Brahman, they become identified, he is called realized soul. So all the people, if it goes like that, then it is the state of Shiva state, where everything is merged into oneness. That's one question. My question is about forgiveness. How does one practice this? How Holy Mother has said forgiveness is tapasya. Could you kindly explain how to practice this? The question is how to forgive. Yes, forgiveness is tapasya, is correct. You cannot forgive. If someone done something bad, people say, I cannot forget you. I cannot forgive you. You have done such bad things. No. There you have the strength to say, yes, I have forgiven. You have to be very austere. You have to swallow much insult. You have the capacity to withstand that. That's why it is forgiveness is a tapasya. Tapasya means austerity. We cannot forgive, rather we react immediately. One thing, that's why it is said, if you do 100 good things, 99 good things to a person, do one bad thing, the person remembers that one bad thing. For God, if you do 99 bad things and one good thing, God remembers your good act. So similarly, it is our tapasya, it will be our tapasya if we can forgive. Because I know I should punish him, I should take revenge of it, but I will not do that. That's my austerity, because my mind is gaining more strength. By austerity, we gain strength, we gain power.
You say like that, forgive but don't forget.
Forgive or forget? No, you should forget.
No, because you don't want to repeat it, so that's why you shouldn't forget.
Oh no, that's also, but if you remember all the time, then your anger will come. I have forgiven you. Another question is that, how can a young householder keeps his mind on God all the time? It is for everyone, no? It is for everyone. The keep his mind on God means we'll have to take some spiritual values. As I always refer to the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad statement of the Yajnavalkya and Maitreyi, there it is said, they are husband and wife. So the husband, after reaching the third stage, is trying to go to the fourth stage, sannyasa. He has student life, married life, and retired life to sannyasa life. So when the husband is going to take the monastic life, he called his married wives. 2 wives, he has married two ladies. So he called, please come, I am going to take the path of sannyasa, so you please stay home happily, and this is the land and property you enjoy. Then one of the wife, she said, why are you leaving all these things? Because I want to reach immortality. Then she was very intelligent. She said then, oh, you are going for immortality. So this building, this house, this food, all the luxuries of this life will give me immortality? Well, no, that cannot give you. Then what? Then she was bold enough to say, Jenahang namritasam, tenahang kena kurjam. What shall I do with all these things if it does not lead me to immortality? Then the husband is a very highly evolved spiritual person. He started saying that, Maitreyi was her name. I appreciate you. I appreciate your understanding. In this whole world there is only Atman. We love each other. It is only for the Atman. And he went on and talking to Maitreyi that husband nabare pattu kamayo puti priyo bhavati. The husband does not become lovable by the wife because dead husband, Husband dies, then what happened? The body remains. The wife likes the body more. He will have to send it to cremation. So what you loved in the body? The Atman who was there. Similarly, he said, Nabhaure Jayāvi Kāmayo Jaya Priya Bhavati. Jaya means wife. Wife does not become lovable because of the wife, but because of the Atman. The son is not loved by anyone because of son, but because of the Atman. People like money and wealth. It's not for money, but for Atman. So he went on, and that we love anything in the world. I love my Atman, I see a reflection there. So long I find who is a friend, I find some similarity with them. If you don't find similarity, he becomes your enemy, gradually. You dislike. I don't like him, because he is not matching with my expectation. So when you see your reflection, then you love. So the whole world you have to love by seeing God in them. So I think what the question is that young householder keep his mind on God by this way, that whatever I am doing, I am serving God to my wife, to my husband, to my children, to my office people, to the workers. This should be the internal attitude always. I am doing not for to please anyone, or whatever I am doing, it is a service to God, service to God, service to God. So if this attitude is kept every day, and along with your prayer should be there, meditation should be there, all these other, listening to these holy discussions, and gives us an idea what is the reality. So all we'll have to practice all this, and that will make it easier. But it is a big task. It is not one day's affair. We are whole life struggling to reach this point, how to see God everywhere. That is the point. Don't seek God, but see God everywhere. That is the teaching. See God, don't seek God. You see that there is God in my wife. You see God is in my husband. You see God is in my child. You see God is in my mom, my dad. But behave differently. In a transactional world, you will have to behave differently. You behave the way you behave with your mom, you don't behave with your daughter. There's a difference is there. As you behave with your friend, you don't behave with your wife. So there will be personal relationship. But the center should be love for God. God is here, in this costume, in that costume, in that costume. And to keep this attitude, we do need mantra, initiation, calling upon God, prayer, and all these practices. Thank you. So we end here then, and Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace.
The reference of the
Then I will, please remind me next day, I will